youtube.com, and this is my video game depression video. I hope the hell I spelled that right. I have a depression going on over one game. That would be Star Wars The Old Republic, and it's a very real depression. So I got hooked on that game in my first beta last October. I got a beta invite, started playing it, turned on the TV that used to sit next to my computers, and there was Star Wars being played on Spike TV, and I got all geeked out. And that was an incredible addiction. I made a video in December that's on here predicting that this game will fail. Okay, even though I have an addiction to it. And I may have may not said some things that are correct the way I said them or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. 1 month in, this was the game when you first played it. You had a lightsaber and you physically could see you blocking shots and other lightsabers. You would reach behind you to block things. Never seen that in any game. Usually you hear the clunk or clank of a block. You never see it. Especially in older games, it's like, wow, you just don't have those mechanic abilities. You may have in Rift, I can't remember. But in Star Wars, it was clear. Now, in the betas, there were a lot of problems. Betas are for problems. Normally, a beta and a launch product are two different fuckers. Same game, a lot of fixes. Well, Star Wars launched and nothing was fixed from the beta. The same fucking problems. Played the game for January, February, March. Their first patch came in, it added problems. Nothing was fixed. This hype of this game was phenomenal. Okay? People were just crazy about it. It set a record. And most people playing a new game, most people in it was 1.7 million the first couple of weeks. That was a fucking record. Then it set the records for the most people ever leaving a game. And 1 month, they were losing hundreds of thousands. You do lose some to start off with. They have never stopped losing people. I made a video in April. I put stuff on my Facebook in April and May detailing how things were going to go. So far, it's all right. I detailed they will go free to play, but they went free to play 6 months before I even thought. They're going to be going free to play in a month or so. They announced it 7 months in. Nobody expected that. A lot of people predicted it. I have it written down, and I think I made that prediction long before anybody else. Not that anybody cares. I still think. Then they went to the server mergers. Or they called them server transfers. They were mergers. We had 120 something servers. They slammed it down to 12 servers, which brought all the player population right through the roof. That was cool. But I've been keeping track. I've been keeping track of server population, at least on the server I'm on, Harbinger, for months. And even with the server merger, we started losing people again. And it became noticeable. 4 weeks in after the mergers, it was almost back down to where it was before they did all that. So they forced another server merger from 12 to 8 servers. We only have 8 servers in Star Wars. Star Wars! How? Star Wars! A name. Everybody knows Star Wars around the world. You can go up to a starving kid in Ethiopia and say Darth Vader, and they're going to go, yeah, Star Wars. But you could say World of Warcraft, and they're going to go, huh? What is that? How do you fuck up Star Wars? Well, it takes 2 letters to fuck up Star Wars. And they are E and A, who I have been dealing with for 15 years and have watched them destroy game after game after company, shutting games down that did not to be shut down, lie about numbers 1 month and then come back with numbers that make no sense the next month. EA is the problem. Star Wars is an epic failure. One that will write New rules. People aren't going to do things. Several games have been canceled because of this. Several games by BioWare that is owned by EA have been canceled because of this. They spent hundreds of millions, the most expensive game ever to be made, flopped. And even EA said, we oopsed. Well, when they announced free to play, the rating team that I was on disappeared in one day. The rating guild I was on brought in all new people, which I felt like an outsider. No one knew who I was, and I pretty much just left the guild. I read a lot that goes on behind the scenes at EA and BioWare. I listen to a lot of videos. It's not good. They just put the 1.4 patch in with a new operation or raid. Not even sure how that's going. But because of my extreme addiction to the game and all the hype, my cricket's singing for me, all the hype they gave, I got into it hardcore, blindly knowing that right there is going to be a problem. Almost a year. This is October. December will be a year for Star Wars. And it has set the biggest failure records of all MMORPGs. Nothing can touch the failure they have done. And I am in a depression because this game and this two letters have made me not want a game anymore. The hype, my addiction to it all, has caused a depression. I don't want a game anymore. I don't even want to be on my computer. I have never had any incident in my life cause me not to want to game. And I want to thank EA for that. I could thank BioWare, but EA is the problem. Even people at BioWare, the top people, have left the company. They're depressed. They're upset that their game that carries one of the biggest known names in the galaxy, not even far, far away, right here, has failed. The leaders of BioWare have retired or quit now. Many of them. They're actually in a depression. One guy wants to go make beer. He's done with it because of the failure of it. This couldn't and shouldn't have failed, except for that. It's supposed to go free to play, and my prediction says it will never make it. If it makes it free to play, it's just going to fall in on itself like a black hole. This game has caused me a not want to play games. All my friends online have seen it. They say, you don't want it anymore. Yeah, it's Star Wars. No game has ever done that. Even when I quit WoW, I got disgusted at WoW. I didn't want to quit gaming. Even when EA shut down Earth and Beyond for stupid reasons, because nothing besides EA's assholes, I didn't want to quit gaming. I went to Lineage 2. I don't want to play anymore. I've got beta invites. I've got alpha invites to games. I got Guild Wars 2, one of the best games I have ever played to date. The launch was if Star Wars The Old Republic launched like Guild Wars 2, it wouldn't be in the state it's in. My prediction here, shut down before 2 years is up. I'm going to give them extra time, but it'll probably happen before that. But I am in a gaming depression. I don't want to game, so I sit around doing nothing all day. I am retired and on disability, and I blame it solely on EA. And I'm thinking of a lawsuit. Maybe you might call me a loser. You could, but you should look in your own medicine cabinet to see what you're taking for your depression because you're scared of aluminum foil. Please, I get off on aluminum foil. I had high expectations for this game. It could be a great game. I think if Blizzard took over it, or even Trion, who made Rift, it would be a great game. Darth Vader wants to choke EA. I'm hoping Lucas sues EA, which will include BioWare, because of this deception. This game had more hype than Muhammad Ali ever had. and it went down hardcore. So I have a video game depression that I can't even go to my computer to play because of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Call me a loser, but again, I say, look what's in your medicine cabinet and what are you taking your Xanax for? Because you can't handle life? Well, I can handle life. I just don't want to game anymore because of this. EA and Star Wars: The Old Republic have wrecked. I don't want to game. How can I explain it? And I don't take pills for this depression. I just don't go to my computer to game. That's all. And it's sad because I loved the game. I still love the game. I still have an addiction that I'm fighting because I don't want to go to it. I want it over with. I want EA to be over with. So that's this long video of my video game depression. If I'm a loser, check your medicine cabinets for the drugs you got to take for the problems you claim you have. At least I don't need drugs for this. I just don't play the game. That's Dr. Wrench at YouTube.com. This is a very long video, but I could go on for this for a long time, and most people won't watch this video. So, anyways, you all be safe, be cool, be good to one another, treat the Earth right. It's the only planet we got. If it was up to EA, I'm glad it's not up to EA because they'd destroy the planet like they destroyed the game.